Over 1,000 years before the Black Death swept through Europe, another deadly pandemic ravaged the ancient world, devastating cities and changing the course of history. This was the Plague of Justinian, the world's first recorded pandemic, a plague so deadly it brought the mighty Byzantine Empire to its knees and killed millions. But where did it come from? And how did it spread so far, so fast? Welcome to History's Mysteries. If you're a fan of historical videos like this, click that subscribe button to keep up with our future releases. In the 6th century, the Byzantine Empire was at its height. Under the rule of Emperor Justinian, the empire stretched across North Africa, Southern Europe, and the Middle East. Justinian was ambitious. He sought to reunite the fragmented Roman Empire, restore ancient cities, and even commission the construction of the iconic Hagia Sophia. But in 541 AD, just as his empire was reaching its peak, a mysterious and deadly illness began to spread through his realm, casting a shadow over Justinian's grand ambitions. The plague first struck in the bustling city of Constantinople, capital of the Byzantine Empire and one of the largest cities in the world at that time. It began with fever, chills, and swollen, painful lymph nodes, symptoms that would later be associated with the bubonic plague. Within days, infected people were dead. The plague spread quickly, devastating the city and killing an estimated 5,000 people a day at its peak. Over the next 2 years, the pandemic spread across the empire, reaching as far as Italy, Egypt, and even the far reaches of Persia. Scholars estimate that by the time it faded, the plague had killed between 25 and 50 million people, nearly half of the population of the Byzantine Empire. Today we know that the Justinian Plague was caused by Yersinia pestis, the same bacterium responsible for the Black Death in the 14th century. People suffered from high fevers, delirium, and the painful swollen lymph nodes known as buboes. Once infected, death usually came swiftly, and as the plague spread, it left entire cities empty and decimated the empire's workforce, economy, and army. But how did the plague spread so far across such vast territories in an age before modern transportation? The answer lies in trade routes and seaports. Constantinople was a major hub for trade, bringing in goods and disease from all over the known world. Rats carrying fleas infected with the plague bacterium spread the illness as they hitched rides on merchant ships, allowing the plague to jump from city to city and from one continent to another. But where did the plague come from in the first place? Scholars and historians have long debated its origins. While it first appeared in Egypt before devastating Constantinople, genetic evidence suggests the plague may have originated far earlier, thousands of miles away in the remote steppes of Central Asia. It's believed that plague-carrying fleas and rodents lived in these remote areas, where the bacterium Yersinia pestis could have spread quietly among animal populations before making the deadly jump to humans. How it traveled from Central Asia to Egypt remains a mystery, but the Silk Road and other trade routes likely played a role, acting as a highway for goods and pathogens. The impact of the plague on the Byzantine Empire was catastrophic. With millions dead, farms lay untended, cities fell into disrepair, and the empire's borders were left vulnerable to invasions. Even the Emperor Justinian himself contracted the plague, but survived, though he would never fully recover. The empire's grand ambitions for expansion came to a sudden halt, and historians believe the plague changed the course of history by weakening the Byzantine Empire permanently. The Justinian Plague left the empire crippled, and its legacy is haunting. Though Justinian survived, his dream of a restored Roman Empire lay in ruins. Over the centuries, the empire would face invasions, political strife, and yet more plagues. But this first pandemic was the beginning of the end for an empire that had once seemed invincible. Today, thanks to modern science, we're finally uncovering more about the Justinian Plague. Archaeologists have recently unearthed mass graves from the time, and genetic testing has revealed traces of Yersinia pestis in the remains of plague victims. This genetic evidence confirms the link between the Justinian Plague and later outbreaks of the Black Death, suggesting that both pandemics shared a common bacterial ancestor. Some scientists believe that the Justinian Plague didn't completely die out, but continued to linger in Europe and Asia, causing repeated outbreaks over the centuries. These waves of plague, combined with invasions and other diseases, likely contributed to the eventual fall of the Byzantine Empire and the reshaping of the medieval world. The Justinian Plague was a stark reminder of how disease can change the course of history, wiping out entire populations and weakening even the most powerful empires. Today, scientists study ancient pandemics like the Justinian Plague to understand how diseases spread and how we might prevent similar outbreaks in the future. Though it struck over 1,500 years ago, the Justinian Plague offers valuable lessons on global health, trade, and the importance of preparation. With modern pandemics fresh in our minds, the story of the Justinian Plague is more relevant than ever. The Justinian Plague was a tragedy of epic proportions, killing millions, halting an empire's dreams of expansion, and reminding us that no society, no matter how advanced, is immune to the forces of nature. Today, as we face our own challenges with pandemics, we can look back to the Justinian Plague not just as a tale of horror, but as a powerful warning from history. Was the Justinian Plague truly the beginning of pandemics as we know them? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more dives into history's greatest mysteries. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and never stop seeking the truth. Thank you for watching.